How's practice been this week?
We're just coming off of one of our best Wednesday practices of the year right now. Very, very pleased with the attention to detail, the way the guys are locked in. They certainly sense the importance of the game and are doing everything they can to get prepared. So far so good. We still got a couple of days left and try to sharpen some things up, but it's been a good week so far.
How would you describe just the dynamic of facing a team for a second time and fixing some of the things that went
Yep.
wrong previously?
Well, I'm really glad we got the opportunity to do it, that's for sure. I don't think that we played up to our standard the first game for a lot of different reasons, but they outplayed us. They dominated the game, and we know that we've had to play a lot better against a quality opponent to try to change the results. But we're a lot different team now than we were at that point in the season, you know, it'll be interesting to see how the game unfolds. We know what they do; they know what we do. You got a whole season's worth of 12 games to analyze and study, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the execution on both sides of the ball and then the special teams. So we're excited about the chance to go up there and go back to the place where we did not perform up to our level and see if we can play better.
Green didn't have huge numbers last time around, but it seemed like he extended some drives with this mobility. How much has facing more mobile quarterbacks since then helped?
Well, you know, he's about the most mobile one that we have faced, but I will say we didn't even know if he was going to start the game the last time we played him. They were just coming off of some transitions on their staff and on their team. So we were kind of trying to prepare for two quarterbacks, but we knew in the limited sample size that we had that he was an exceptional athlete. He had a couple of really big runs. He's got a very strong arm, can throw the ball deep down the field. He's really good on pocket movement type things that they do and utilize for him. So we've studied them. We know what they've kind of gravitated towards over the season. And it's just a matter of not allowing them to create big plays, not allowing him to create plays outside of the normal schemes where he can run and convert first downs and things like that. But they also have the element of the design quarterback runs in which when he does decide to keep the ball, you hold your breath because he's got that really good speed, deceptive speed. He's such a long strider. He's such a big man that you don't think he's going that fast, and he's outrunning everybody on the field. So it's a big challenge. We got to keep him contained, and we're working like crazy to do that.
Maurice said that when Evan went down at USC, he went and told him that he needed to step up. How do you feel like Maurice has stepped up for the defense?
I think Maurice has done an exceptional job as a young player. Sometimes it's hard for us to forget, or we do forget, I should say, that he is such a young player, you know, and we expect a lot of him. And the position that he plays is one of the more demanding ones on the defense. There's a lot of mental preparation as well as things that we ask him to do. We ask him to cover wide receivers. We ask him to be a blitzer, to play in the box, to do a little bit of everything. So he has continually gotten better throughout the season. I will say the game against Boise last time, I'm sure he would like to get a lot of those plays back. Fortunately for him and for us, he's going to have a chance to prove something this weekend. But we couldn't be more pleased with the way he's contributed to the defense and the versatility that he has.
A lot of different dynamics in this game in terms of players that were out previously. Pending David's status, though, the trenches should be fairly similar personnel-wise. How does that group show its leap from October to now?
Well, it's not just that group. I think when you go back and you study the game, there were a couple of plays. They had a big long run there I guess it was the beginning of the second half, maybe, or late in the first half. I can't remember, but it was like a 59-yarder where we misfit the play. We didn't execute correctly, but at the same time, I think we tackled really poorly in that game, and part of that is because they've got really good running backs. Their backs are physical, they run hard, they lower their pads. If you don't bring your feet, bring your legs, bring your hips and wrap up, they make, you know, it's evident on every film That's why, 24 has the career that he's had, and he's over 1,000 yards again this year, and the backup freshman is over 600 yards. So they got good quality running back. We got to tackle better, number one, and try to do a better job of stopping the run game to get them into third down situations that are more to our advantage. In the last game, there was a lot of 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 2s, and this style of offense, it plays to their strong suit when you're in those situations. We've got to try to create some 3rd and longs, and those are situations where we feel we can try to do some things to slow them down.
Take one more question for Coach Carroll if anyone has it. Nope.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
Coach, there's some familiar faces, but not a whole lot from that 2018 team still around. Wanted to see what memories come from your mind first from the last championship game you faced in the
we watched a couple clips from that earlier in the week. I think it comes back to everyone doing their job. You look at the special teams play right by Matt Boateng, that was huge. You look at the last play and guys blocking on the perimeter. So there's a lot of things you can draw from that game, and really in critical moments it's guys coming back to doing their job and focusing in on the details.
I talked to Raymond Powell, who was on an official visit at the stadium. I believe Carrick Wheatfall was there too.
Correct,
I was curious how, obviously they both committed to Fresno State. How much of an impact do you think that night had on recruitment of guys like that?
I would say it probably had a good impact, right, in terms of us, and they came here for a visit the following week, and we went out there and did a really good job.
Can you just reflect on from recruiting Jalen to now him going into a championship? What has he done for this program and what makes him a special player?
He's done a tremendous job for this program on and off the field. You look at how much he's grown from his freshman year and really coming here from being an option quarterback in high school, becoming a receiver his senior year, and where he's at now, playing inside, playing outside. He's a ton of versatility, super explosive, and he's just a great Bulldog. We've been very fortunate to have him here.
A lot of different circumstances. And the last time you played Boise State, how different is practice this week in terms of game planning and scheming?
Everyone understands the magnitude of the game, right? But at the same time, they're going to have 11 guys. We're going to have 11 guys. It comes back to focusing in on the details and who executes the best.
Jake has shared a lot about his kind of team and sports psychology that he's involved in. How important do you think that is on a stage like this against a program?
I think it's very important, right, in terms of just narrowing your focus, and there's a lot of outside noise in terms of, right, the weather, the magnitude, their defense, the stats, all that stuff. But it comes back to us and him focusing in on his details.
What's different about Boise State's defense this time around?
I think it's very similar, right, to the first time. The stats are still really, really good. They've been banged up a little bit. I'm sure they're getting some guys back, and they do a really good job of creating negative plays, turnovers. The run stats are what they are. Third downs, they're top in the country, and then passing defense, what are they, top 5, top 10 in the country.
More questions for Kirby?
You mentioned Jalen. How about Zane, the guy that's been through this whole ride with you?
I love Zane Pope. He's always in the right place at the right time and shows up in a big way when we need him.